Welcome to Respect, San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest podcast. My name is Micaya. I'm your host. This is my co-host, Brandy Beasley.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Brandy.
Hey.
Hey. So we're getting really close to the Dance Fest, 26 years.
Wow.
In San Francisco, California. This has turned into an iconic, legendary, crucial event it's super important. First of its kind that honors the artistry of hip hop dance in a theater setting. And my goal is to always strive for any kind of funding that we get to continually see how I can treat the artists better. And now we're flying them here. We put them up in hotels. We feed them. We pay them. We even have massage therapists backstage.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Did you ever go backstage and get a massage from any of those on the fly?
I think probably, you remember when Stephanie was still performing with us, the last one with Stephanie, where we did the tutus, I think we might have had a massage therapist back there. No?
Really? I think so. Massage therapists are rather new.
Yeah. Well, there was someone back there. I think maybe, I don't know, Dee Dee had hooked it up or something.
Last year, I think I had too many massage therapists, and
what?
I got in trouble. I did. I got in trouble. I was like, come on. They all had their tables and there wasn't enough. So this year I have somebody else organizing that, which is smart, right? Because I'm just like, bring your mama, bring everybody who does chiropractic work and physical therapy. And I felt kind of silly, but I just, want everybody.
You want to love up on these dancers. So you're just, getting everybody you can to love up on them as they deserve.
Yeah, I want to take care of them. Mm-hmm. So the Dance Fest is happening November 9th. November 10th. There are 3 shows. The November 9th, the show is at 7 p.m. It's a Saturday. And after the show, if you are in the audience, you are invited to come on stage for our freestyle Soul Train contest.
That's going to be great. $500 to the winner.
Yeah, and don't worry, none of the performers are allowed to be in this contest because that would be intimidating.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and our girl Talise is the host, and she just is a conduit of love and positivity.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She was on last episode, yeah, and she just I thought I smiled a lot. I think she's my smile competition. Yeah. It was beautiful.
Everyone follow that sister because she's going to do good things and big things in this community. And she's just getting started, because she's a bit younger than me. And so much love. And then Sunday, the 10th of November, we have 2 shows. We have our much beloved noon show, which many kids like to come to that show. And because a lot of kids come to the show, we have this tradition of allowing every child that has watched the show to come on stage for a session. And they go crazy for 15 minutes until their parents have to just go, take their little bodies and put them out. Every parent loves that.
Right. But it's great. You put them in the car. They've got some energy out. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
They're exhausted and they just dance their hearts out, and it's beautiful. And then the 5:00 show, which is our last show, after the show, we have a party. And everyone who is in the audience is coming to this party. It's just going to have a few bites and drinks. And we're going to have an award ceremony because we have these awardees that win every year. The Legend, the Limelight, and gosh, I always forget their names. And the other one. Legend, Limelight, and
I'm looking on my wall. I have it covered up. I don't know. Legend, Limelight, and the contribution one. No.
Yeah, I forget. Gypsy's going to spank me later. But nevertheless, they're people who we want to honor every week. We've been doing this for a while. We have been
awards. Yes,
the awards. Yes,
it was the first time when we had the fundraiser on the boat. Was that the
No,
first
I
time
think
you
that might have been our second.
went? Okay.
But
Okay.
our Legend Award winner this year is RJ.
Okay.
Yes, so I can't wait. We're going to talk to him at some point in respect
Right on.
in a few weeks. I can't wait to talk to him because he's super talented, brother. He's just does, DJ and b-boy and
Yeah.
runs things, and I'm really looking forward to getting into his head. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's the weekend of the 26th annual SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest, and get your tickets at sfhiphopdancefest.com. There are still tickets left.
Come get them. Come get them. You don't want to miss it. Come join the SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest family.
Yeah.
Come on, you want to.
So, we have 10 dance companies. We have, and I don't even know how to say this, and I haven't asked, but it's ODASY. I call it Odasi.
Uh-huh.
Does that sound right?
That sounds right to me.
Okay,
ODA.
did I do that? Okay, Odasi is from Paris. They are like an offshoot of Paradoxal.
Okay.
From Paris. Everybody already knows Paradoxal is like one of the most favorite dance companies when I've brought them by children, everyone, older people, everyone would be like, that's my favorite dance company. They're magical. We're bringing House of Jit, those Jit dancers from Detroit.
Yes.
We're bringing Freedom, who is on the main cover this year, and it's spectacular. Krump dancers from Los Angeles. We're bringing Tribe, who we're talking to, their choreographer and director today. And actually, they were on the 20th poster.
Double X.
Uh-huh. They were on, and you know what's deep is this is before masks were a thing for the pandemic. They just wore them because it was kind of cool. You can ask them.
What?
Yeah, for real. We got to ask the significance of that.
Okay.
We have Bliss from Bacaville. It's a youth dance company that are just absolutely super talented. We have a soloist from Milwaukee called Water Street, Milwaukee. It's a soloist with a drummer and a poet.
Oh, wow.
Together. AMS is coming back from Montreal, doing a really explosive performance. Straight Jacket from the Bay. I love when the Bay people apply and they come and represent.
Yes,
all these people. I want the Bay to come and represent, so that's good. And then we have two more from Los Angeles. We have Versastyle Legacy, which is like the 21-year-old Versastyle dance company, and then Breezely from Versastyle is doing a solo called Blues Boy.
What?
To blues music. Let me tell you.
Okay. Versatile. Wow. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's an incredible lineup. I think I've said this before. I had 113 applications from Singapore and Tunisia and Colombia and all over Europe, all over the United States, and absolutely stunning work from so many dance companies that I was honored, truly honored to receive. Like, oh my God, I mean, I'm always humbled, at what people are doing, these days.
I'm humbled at you going through that many submissions.
They're good.
Yeah. I mean, and then making the decision about who is coming and who
that was hard.
We want to reapply for next 27.
This was one of the hardest years, honestly.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the hardest years to decide because there were a lot of goats.
Mm.
And you can't tell every goat because I'd have to do like a 3-week. I'd have to have a thing for 3 weeks and just
right.
And somebody wants to go ahead and fund that. That sounds great, but it's only one weekend.
Week of hip hop, 2 weeks of hip hop.
But if you did apply for the Dance Fest and you didn't make it, please apply again. It opens in let me see, I think it's October 15th. And the deadline will be May 25th of next year. So you have about 6 months or 7 months to get your pieces together and apply. I would say apply with something, provocative, something, that you're feeling, something that's high quality. Don't listen and look at what everybody else is doing. Be you. Send in some great pictures, not of you guys just standing on a wall.
You know what we do? Everybody pose.
I know, but like that, what am I going to do with that?
Anyway, I know. We love it.
Yeah, we're chatting too much. And I really, I'm so excited because we've never talked to Stuck on Respect. And I'm so excited because I love this young man and he's doing so many great things. So please introduce our guest.
All right. We have Stuck Sanders. He's a Sacramento native who began his dance journey with turfing over 2 decades ago. Since then, he's honed his craft by training in additional street styles such as popping and krump and choreographing pieces for TV shows, theater productions, and dance competitions. He's a world-renowned dancer and continues to be a prominent member of the street dance community with judging, battling, and performing at various events. He's also the visionary director of his crew, Tribe Crew. Stuck has also teamed up with Peninsula Lively Arts to create multiple annual hit theater productions such as Stuck Sanders, Hip Hop Nutcracker, Hip Hop Cinderella, and upcoming Hip Hop Halloween. With his crew members reigning supreme as principal dancers, these shows create opportunities for their company and community. Welcome, Stuck Sanders.
Hello. Thank you. That was an amazing introduction. I appreciate it.
Right on.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Doing great.
I got Luna here with me too.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. I've always loved the fact that you have your babies everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's really precious, and I think that it's culturally beautiful, and they're just part of what you all do. Yeah. So, how about when you were little? Where were you? What were you doing?
I feel like I started dancing about 11 or 12. I'm the youngest of 5. I have 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and I always just wanted to follow my brothers. And I think back then it was more like a house party vibe where you could just go, you could be safe, get home. So I was really young, in house parties, just due to my mom telling my brothers, you're not going nowhere without him. But aside from that, I'm very blessed that my mother put me in dance, at a very young age. She put me in dance classes. I started taking classes at about 13. And that was the one thing that I always just loved and stuck with. And she saw that before me. So shout out to moms.
Wow. Okay. So what kind of dance classes did you take at 13?
So I started with breaking / hip hop. I auditioned for the Sacramento Kings dance company. It was called the Hip Hop Crew back then. And once I got into that, I felt like before I would turn 14, I was already dancing at Kings games, and I was just a natural at being out there. And I had really good teachers. My first ever mentor, his name was Rocco, and I haven't talked to him in probably 10 years, but I hope he's doing okay. And that's my number one OG right there. And he taught me how to pass it down to the next generation for surely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you started strong at an early age with good foundation and really good training and a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is beautiful. And when did you start using this name Stuck?
So once I got into turf dancing, I feel like I hit high school. After I hit high school, it was more of I don't know. I was still kind of shy. I never really auditioned for the school dance team or anything. But that was almost the rise of turf dancing. Turf dancing is what allowed me to think freely with dance. It wasn't just me going and taking a class and learning something, but it was just the culture, the people around you, the music around you. Turf dancing was what helped me get through high school. I had a couple friends that turfed already, and I just kind of shot into that limelight. So my first ever dance battle, I was just signing up randomly, and they were pick a name, right? And I just put my nickname, and I didn't know it would stick, but I started as Lil Stuck. So if you want to see battles of me, like old school battles, turf battles, you have to type in Lil Stuck.
Well, where are you? Were you in Oakland at the time? Where did you go to school?
So turfing started in Oakland. I would say first wave and second wave was more of like the tell me when to go, hypey movement before it became a like competitive style now, like style that people took like seriously as far as like dance. I think I was like more of a third wave turfer. And around that time, there was a turf group called Get Wet ENT. They're actually not really a group, more of a production. And they, I think, were the first like legit turfers to leave the Bay and like start doing events in other places. So they threw an event in Sacramento, and I signed up for that event. I battled at that event, and now like just catapulted me into like understanding the culture, understanding what it was. I feel like it wasn't really a huge thing back then. It was just like just starting. And it was dope to see just people from other cities taking on turfing, because turfing is a Oakland-based style. It started in Oakland. However, when the hyphen movement started, it was like Oakland people turf their own way. San Francisco people turf their own way. And it just like branched out like that. And I feel like I was just one of the first Sacramento people to take on turfing and like make it a Sac thing, you know? Because Sac is not the Bay, you know, Sac is like right on the outside. So yeah, turfing just blessed me. It was just like time and place kind of thing. My mom wanted to get me back into classes, and I was just like, you know, I gotta do this. I gotta go on this journey for a little, you know, and that journey I'm very thankful of, because I think what is different about me versus like other dancers is that I focus on not only the freestyle, but the choreo, but the actual idea of it. It gave me more structure all around.
Mm-hmm. We've this has been, Brandy was saying, this is a great progression. Our first guest was Mr. Penguin, William Randolph, who told us, told everyone about, the BRS styles. And then last week we talked to Talise, which she educated people about turfing. And then now you're getting into like even more. So this is just, we have fallen in love with respect for these reasons, with everyone's truths and everyone's educational component. So when did you move from Sacramento?
So by the time I turned about 21, I was like just out of high school. I actually wasn't really good at school. It was something that was like difficult for me, especially like around like my surroundings just made it difficult for me to like really commit to that. So once I started to like fail, at school, dancing was always just what I knew that like I was going to be good at and I was going to like pursue. So I ended up just making the decision of leaving to LA and like going to follow my dance dreams. I've been around the block when it comes to like going to LA, trying to get an agent. I got an agent. I was doing auditions and all that stuff. And I went out there about 2021 and I auditioned for a ton of commercials, ton of movies, ton of like industry things, and I didn't book it. Right. And I was like, okay, I wasn't bummed about it, but I was just like testing my options. And then I actually auditioned for a crew. And once I auditioned for a crew, it kind of showed me a different way that you can use the culture authentically without it being like for someone else or like, I feel like a lot of turf dancers, I respect 100%. However, turf dancing is still one of those styles that like rappers like to throw in the back of their videos or like, and not really focus on the art of what that actual style is, So I always like kind of had a weird relationship with just backup dancing and like doing that because I felt like dance needed its own voice, And that's why I'm so appreciative of this show, because I know I don't want to rant about this too much, but Micaya, you already know you've raised me. You've raised us. You know, I see bliss in it. I see like Stray Jacket, and I see just the community of where we're at and in home. And like, I respect it so much because, you know, we did DanceFest a couple years ago when we were maybe 8 deep. Like, you know, we had 5 to 8 people, and it was just an idea, right? So it was a real honor for you to accept us now, because I'm excited to show you how we've grown, you know. And I remember those conversations where you're like, nah, you got to dig deeper, brother. And I'm just like, all right, right. But I never had someone to like really help me with that. So thank you, Micaya, and thank you for allowing.
You've shown improved. When I saw what you did, I looked at this like from one grown up to another. I saw the decisions you made in that piece. I saw the decisions that were made that took extra effort, that took a little more intentionality, that took not just like making it symmetrical or making it look like everything else. I see you, Doug.
And you know what's crazy? It's you. Like I've done these shows and I had a different idea of it, and you were telling me to dig deeper, and I just couldn't hear you at the time. It was very loud, you know what I mean, around me. Like everything was so loud that I couldn't hear you at the time, but I always like, you know, it stuck there. And it was one of the ideas that like is the reason that we applied. I'm so excited. Like we've been through generations of dancers, teams that are like not existent, and now new teams and new teams. So a lot of this team you probably won't even know personally, but you know me and you know where we started. And that is it's an amazing thing. It's such an honor to be on this like platform. I'm still connected to some of the dancers that I met from DanceFest, you know, the rookies, Feel the Grid, like the people that like when I saw them, it changed my idea of like how comfortable you can be on that stage and what that stage really means. Right. And you were the one that like, nah, dig a little deeper, brother. And I'm like, to all respect.
That's the point. That's the point of bringing you together. You're not competing with each other. You're just like little ants when they meet each other. Next, you know?
You just pull from all over the world. And it's just like, I'm so excited to bring my crew and have them be able to like function with people from all over the world. And like, I would say there's no event like this for the Bay. You know, you've always done that, and I've always honored you for that. And thank you for allowing us to be a part of this.
I'm
That's
happy.
Right, Micaya. Take that in.
Yes. So, well, then tell us, what are you doing for the DanceFest?
Okay, so we are with my crew. We kind of take a route it's not written. You know, it's not a place where people go like foundationally. It's a place that we go freedom, with creativity. However, what links us all is hip hop. Hip hop is it's like that umbrella that covers us all, it shades us all, right? So a lot of the creators of our sets, this set, we have like actually like 4 or 5 different choreographers, each being strong in other styles. So me, I've trained technically with popping and turfing, and that's how I mix my movement. Another choreographer, he's a breaker / turfer / choreographer, so he mixes his. And then another one, he's a footwork artist / you know what I mean. So we all kind of like lean into our foundation in order to make it really, really different, right? So when you hear it and when you see it, it's not something that is written, but it's something that it comes from a foundational place, and that's where we meet. That's where we meet. We meet with hip hop. You know, we meet with dance. We meet with street dance. Even if it's pop and if it's waving, tutting, whacking, like anything that involves street movement and street culture, we are connected. And that's why we also make it a huge thing to not only do choreography, but to sign up for the battles. To like, I judge a lot of battles as well, just because at this point, I'm 32. I'm not that old. However, I'm an OG in turf dancing because we don't have any OGs. All our OGs, like, you know, just vanished, right? So it was like the younger people had to like become the OGs. So shout out to like a lot of the turfers that's leading the movement right now, like Intricate, like Talise. I'm so excited you got Talise judging, right? Because she came like eras after me, but I respect her so much from like the movement is like where are you older than me? Or like where are you pulling those scrolls from? Right. So on top of her amazing hosting and her energy, she is actually one of the top dogs in this turf dance and stuff, right? And for me, I don't like to box myself, so I'm never just like I'm a turfer, I'm a krumper, but I understand what it means to like be solely one thing because that's what keeps those cultures alive, you know? You have to build from that foundation in order for that culture to live. And that's like something that I'm always gonna be tapping on my turf bag, no matter what style I do. Turfing like was the one that uplifted me, and it's the one that when I go to, I'm home. All the people, everyone, it's like we're home, you know. And that's a blessing, and that's why like I actually stayed in the Bay. I moved from Sac to LA, and then I ended up moving from LA to the Bay, and I realized like this is my home. I don't really want I don't really need the like tours or like I don't need that. I love personally like helping the community grow. Just looking at kids and knowing that you've taught 100 of them, 1,000 of them, and you knowing that they're growing, you know, and it's like I'm gonna plant myself right here and just I know that this is a good place for me, and I'm blessed. Like I'm able to live with my family. I got my son and my daughter right there, and I'm blessed to be able to support them through this art because I never had another choice. You know, I never could I don't have another career choice. This is what I have, and it's a blessing because we've just thrived through it. You know.
Gosh, I mean, the feels are right because like just over and over community and passing it down and just the importance of that. Like you can't have all of this happening and thriving and continuing generation to generation without people knowing like it, like you said, you had that mentor who instilled in you the importance of like, we pass this down.
Yes. And with that, it's like, even like in those beginning days when I was like first working with Micaya and DanceFest, I didn't know how to run. I didn't know how to like run a company. I wasn't used to like waves of people just coming and going and coming and going and coming. And then I took it personal for a second, but then I had to really rethink like, this is so important for people to have this step before they choose like dance in LA or dancing like I love how you want to expand, but it's so important for people to build who they are at home first before they go out and like test the world, right? Because I send my kids out. Now we have youth teams, we have adult teams, and once they get done with those, they leave, they go to college, they now thrive. I have a ton of students like leading college teams, leading their crews, like joining crews that they dreamed of, that they never even imagined. And for me, it's no longer about myself when it comes to dance. You know, I always battle, I'll judge, always just to test myself, always to keep my quality up, right? But at the end of the day, it's for them. You know, I love the next generation. But that's why I also thank you because moments like these, we actually get to dig into our creative mind without competing, without it being it doesn't have to be a thing. It's just like, show me what you got and dig in deep in there, right? So
you did it. Tell us the name of the piece. How many people are in it?
So our piece that we're doing is called Symbiosis, and it is about, I think there's about 12 of us. However, November is a long way away, and we just did auditions. So I'm trying to, like the people that we just brought in, I'm giving them the opportunity to catch up. They can't, that's okay. But I'm not the type of person that will put you there if you're not ready.
Good.
However,
I don't believe in that.
No, I do. I will not do it. You will not go on stage if you're not ready. However, that is also something that I appreciate. The liberty of just someone helping you grow, you know, even if they get the no at that point, it's okay because they know what's going to get them the yes the next time. Right. So I'm very particular about who we're placing where. But it's going to be around 12 to 14 people.
Yeah.
And the set that we're doing is a representation of our movement, because when you watch us, it's very foundational based. You can see a lot of styles from krumping to popping to turfing to hip hop to breaking. You can see all these styles, but the music and the wavelengths are different. You hear it differently. The stage is like one of the best stages in the world. If you've never been to the Palace of Fine Arts, get to the Palace, right? Because look, it's just a place where it takes you into a zone and you can become something new. You can become superhuman, and that's the dope part about it. So we are representing all those styles, but in our own way, not in like, okay, now we have to dance to this song, or now we have to dance to this song. We literally just let the music that we resonate with most connect us, and that's what you will see in this set. So there's ups, there's downs, there's fast moments, there's slow moments, there's freestyle, there's choreo. It's just layers of a show, of a place where I want just people to be able to watch it and make their own like idea about it, have their own, like, it's going to hit everyone differently. So like, just as long as it hits you, let it hit you.
Right. Oh, I love that. I love when an artist says that, it's not, let me not try to manipulate the audience. You take what you want.
Yeah, take what you want from it.
Yes. And it's a world premiere, y'all. It's
absolutely. It's going to go up.
At SF International Hip Hop Dance Fest. And I love your now mindset of like what I literally call it the open window. You let them fly in, you let the birdies fly out, just and the air stays fresh that way.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. And it's something that you have been doing for so long without ever mentioning it. You know what I mean? It took me years to realize what you've actually done for the community. And it's crazy because like a lot of the battles that I'm at, the turf battles that I'm at, the community that I'm a part of, if you look to the right, you'll see Micaya right there, like plugged in, right? You don't have to be with a gang of people. You're going to be there and you're going to support the culture. And that's why we mess with you.
I love the battles. They're just so invigorating, and I love to see some of the just way people are moving.
Yeah,
it's fresh. It's fresh.
Always different, and it also helps me. Like when if you mentioned, I do like hip hop theater shows, right? I would say my most successful show is the hip hop Nutcracker. Of course, because the time is just like, come on, like who doesn't want to see the hip hop Nutcracker around Christmas? But also because it's the hip hop Nutcracker, but I feel like it's all the hip hop that is not known from the commercial public. Like the commercial public doesn't know about krump. They don't know about turf. They don't know about popping. They don't know about house, just simple styles like that dig a little deeper than just the foundational hip hop, right? So for me, all these people in my shows, a lot of them are turf dancers that I came up with through life that I know, like in my mind, I know exactly what kind of art you create. You know what I mean? And I just plug it in. But then there's also like flexers. I fly people in from New York. I fly people in from, LA. I fly people to represent these styles in a way that like you wouldn't just see if you just locked in on solely hip hop, right? Because krump is definitely a branch off from hip hop. But at this point, it's krump. It's not hip hop. At this point, popping is popping. It's not hip hop. It comes from the realm, but it's all different. And when you're dealing with like big shows or commercial shows like that, where you're trying to sell it, it's very hard to sell something that's really culturally based, right? So it helps me a lot to just go to battles and to see dancers and see the actual like wavelengths of everyone, so that when we represent ourselves, we not only represent us, but we represent the Bay, and how diverse it is and how much there like actually is in this style. And I think that I love like people from not from this country, because I feel like they almost respect that more than people in the US. You know, the US, we kind of sleep on the fact that all this comes from here. You know, popping comes from Oakland. Like you have Playboys Inc. in San Jose, who's been a popping crew since I was born. You know what I mean? Like strutting, like these styles are like alive and well now, and a lot of it came from this place, right? So I love to represent us, and that's why I wanted to like do DanceFest, because like, come on, man, we out here. This is us, right?
Tell us about do you have the dates for the Hip Hop Nutcracker and the place and all of that?
The Hip Hop Nutcracker is going to be the third weekend of December, and it's going to be at the Fox Theater in Redwood City.
Okay.
And we're gonna run a couple shows that weekend, but also prior to that, like you said, we do our own little like mini shows of Hip Hop Nutcracker. So we call it the Hip Hop Nutcracker Suites, where we take the whole production and we jam it down into like 45 minutes to an hour, and it's just for little kids. And it's in a smaller theater, but like just knowing like you can get kids in there that are from 5 to 10 years old, and when they walk out, they are jumping and spinning on their heads and like doing so much. Like it's so inspiring. So we also invite the kids up, laugh with us, dance with us, session with us, because that is what our culture is about. It's not just about that performance. It's about that bond that we get through it, right? Put on the music. Like shout out to Grimm, shout out to Left Eye. I think those people are like natural turfers, but they're always like big speaker on his shoulder, like, all right, where we at with it? Like, so we just pop up, all the kids come, and it's awesome. And like, you can honestly look at people and know that like you've inspired some kids, you made some change in the world, and that's just, you can't really ask for much more than that.
Oh no, that's outstanding. That is outstanding. You know, like that is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, those kids will never forget this.
Yeah.
And just like you being inspired when you were a little kid, that's what's happening to some of them.
Absolutely. And that's why it's just like, trust the process. You got to just trust where you at. Like, don't do it. I used to compare myself to a lot of people and like, oh, I'm, you know, and that is, it's a it's a downward spiral, because at the end of the day, you are who you are, and as long as you touch lives and you can spread some joy, but some knowledge at the same time, and some structure, you know, like if it wasn't for me hopping on a dance crew, I would have never had structure through dance. I would have never known how to actually run my own dance company if I didn't have that structure. And a lot of like freestylers are like, yeah, I'm freestyler. This is the real thing, and they won't take the step to like learn structure, right? And then that's when so it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like I would say the last time we did DanceFest was at least 4 or 5 years ago. But it was beautiful watching those sets, because a lot of those people were really good freestylers, but it wasn't about their freestyle. Like for me, Gil the Grid was one of my favorites. Him and I forgot his partner's name, but just watching that set alone was ridiculous, because the year like prior to that, he won a very big like dance competition that I've always dreamed of doing. And then he showed me like his stage stuff, and I saw the stage stuff, and it was just like, it doesn't even compare to like when you can just dig into your own mind and like pull it out like that, you know? So I promised myself I will not submit to DanceFest unless I'm ready and I know where I'm going, and now we're ready. So hopefully you love it.
I do love it. Of course, I've seen it a couple of times, you know, and believe me, you know, out of 113, you were chosen, and it wasn't just because I love you, because that doesn't make
right. Micaya, don't do that. She love you and tell you no.
I know. Shout out to Faye too, man. Like Bliss is also like one of my OGs as far as like me just seeing this. I've been watching y'all lay this out for a long time, and like to finally be up there, and like I'm completely humble, and I'm excited, and like I'm excited to see Bliss. They're another place where like they're in an even crazier zone, because the place where they're at is like, it's disconnected from a lot of stuff, right? So for her to get that movement was just shouting out like you in the Bay Area community, even Straight Jacket, like a long time ago. Straight Jacket was one of the people that booked me for World of Dance, which led to me like performing for World of Dance and just building my fan base, building the momentum. And that was something that their director just did because he was like, he resonated with me. We weren't really like great friends, but for him to do that for me, it was really dope. And now like we're connected, right? So I'm excited not only to like collab with all the people coming out from all over the world, but just to collab with our community, our culture, and our family. And like, it's a new age for us all. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. I feel like we could continue talking,
I can ramble all day.
I know, it's like there's so many topics that we could go little streams and offshoots. But for now, I feel like just like with a couple other people, like we might even have to have a round table because get into some of similar things that have to do with ownership and evolution and preservation of legacy. And how do we kind of still protect, but still allow, know, on? And it's intriguing me. It causes me to really be curious more. Yeah. For today, we have a wrap because we've run out of time.
Yes.
We want to say thank you, Stuck. We cannot wait to see Tribe perform at the 26th annual San Francisco International Hip Hop. Yes, to all of that is beautiful. Seeing these, from where y'all have even been since 4 years ago? Wait, this is 20. So 6 years ago.
Now, Micaya, that one is a throwback, but you don't even remember when you put me on the first flyer when I was dancing on Villains. I was a part of that photo shoot from the first one. So if you go back even further than that, you'll see me with the short dreads, like not even Tribe didn't exist.
Wait, right? So, Villains?
The Villains we had, it was like me, it was Mucho, it was Percy, it was Ali.
Y'all were on the flyer.
I'm telling you, Micaya, that
I'm looking at every single flyer on my wall.
It's the one with Crystal Miraz on it. And and that's me, that's Mucho, that's Percy, that's Ali before me and Ali dated. Now she's my wife with 2 kids.
You are
there. Which one is it?
Right?
Oh.
Me and Ali did not even date at that time. Now we have 2 children.
Wow.
Oh my grace.
What year is that, Micaya? 2015?
2015.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot about that completely. We took that picture. We took that pictures. Oh my goodness.
History, baby.
That was before Tribe. That was before I had any like of my own company. I was a member of that crew, and that was the crew that like really helped me grow. So shout out to them too.
Wow, you're blowing my mind right now.
It's crazy, right? You're like, that's why it's so important for us to like. You see us now. It's like we were in elementary, then we went to junior high. Now we're in high school. I know we're growing to go. We're going to get to college soon, but thank you. Love you.
That's a great poster. I love that poster. What's really weird is that picture of Crystal with the blue hair. See, it's up there. Yeah. I can't even tell you how many people thought that was me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I never thought it was you, but I don't think I recognized initially that it was Crystal. I was like,
it was hair. Wow.
And it's crazy because that DanceFest was the first time that I ever even touched center.
You did what?
That I ever even touched center. I don't know if you remember, but we did like a glow in the dark set, and I played it. So I had paint all over my body, and I was like the alien like mutant and everyone else, and that was like my first time ever even having a center place in anything, So it's definitely history here. It's definitely like family. It's in the blood, and it's gonna go up.
Wow.
I appreciate that. This the lineage is so long, and it's also like so complicated. So when I see dancers from Bay, they have to give me all this lineage, because sometimes I forget, like these kids dance with like FBC or Shock or who knows. And then I'm like, what? Oh, wait. And then I can find video of them when they were 5.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, me and One Up. Think about One Up, Tariq. I met Tariq.
Right.
We were 12. I was 13. He was like 13, and we were doing hip hop internationals, and we met as children, like literally. So for him to be running another like platform for the Bay Area to just grow, that's what helps me like just know that this is the right place for us. We've worked our whole lives to be able to like help people grow in what we've been working on, and it's just it's a cycle, you know. Luna's dancing now. She's doing theater. She's playing basketball, but she's a really good dancer. She just right. And I'm just like, I can't, like, I don't want anything more from life. I just like, that is so perfect to me, because like I would have never imagined like just passing that down. And like me and her mom, we never push her to dance. We never like make her like, you know, do anything, but she just steps into it and it's just natural for her. And that's the biggest thing. Even my son Halo, we just went viral. He went mega viral, like
saw that
on my chest, right? So
I saw that.
I'm doing dance battles with him on my chest. He's like 6 months old and he's loving it. You can just see it in his face that he's like living it, you know? And it's like, I'm just proud to be able to, like, when you're 10, I'm going to show you a video when you were 7 months on my chest in the battle. And it's like, people, like, I'm almost like, I'm not really like, I'm kind of introverted when it comes to like social media and stuff. I don't really like the like attention, right? So it was hard. Like people were just commenting on like what he looks like or like blah, blah. And I'm just like not really into that social media, like kind of hype. But I would say that 90% of it was like, I can't wait to see what this kid is doing in 10 years. And hey, that inspires me to get him going, you know, get him up there. But yes, thank you so much, Micaya. I love you. I don't want to keep you for too long.
I love you too. No, it's just been a pleasure. And I see you, and believe me, you know, you are doing the right thing at the right place, the right time, and you are appreciated. And the reason you're doing what you're doing is because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're a gift, and you are not in any way without. You have everything within you. And I have enjoyed watching your growth, and I continue to appreciate watching your growth. And everyone, come and see the 26th Annual San Francisco International Hip Hop Dance Fest, November 9th and 10th. I want to thank my co-host Brandy. And until
Brandy.
And until we see you again, much love and much respect. Bye bye.